Chapter 4 Moon Talks to Human for First Time. Moon sighed irritably, glancing down at his tablet as he walked. He had to always ensure his duties were up to date, which allowed him the freedom to walk around as he pleased and not be confined behind a desk like some people. His nose twitched, and he looked up, a decadent and delightful scent hitting his olfactory senses. He looked around the drab gray hallway, walking further as he tried to pinpoint the scent. It was spicy, tangy, sweet, like human chili mixed with lemon. He liked human food. It always intrigued him. But this smell intrigued him even more. He kept walking, eyes half closing. Nearly running into a wall, his eyes snapped open to see he was at the gym, which was pretty quiet save for soft breaths. There seemed to be only one person working out right now. Moon loved working out. He loved to feel the strain on his muscles as he got stronger. He looked gangly, like the rest of his species, but he was actually impressively strong. He was a bit insecure, however, so he usually did his workouts at night, when everyone was asleep. Strangely enough, it was quite late, and yet someone was in the gym. He walked further in, looking around before seeing something that made his breath hitch. It was that human. She had a look of concentration, wearing black headphones as she did squats with a large weight. His eyes widened as he noticed the weight ring that was visible to him had a 50 pounds on it. This human must be American. She breathed heavily, staring at herself in the mirror. In this lighting, she looked so strong and muscular, her thighs almost as thick as his waist when she squatted down. He put a hand over his heart, which beat fast as a gentle blue blush dusted his face. He was speechless. His jaw dropped. Oh, wow. She then set down the weight, sighing as she laid on her back on the floor. God's fucking damned it, she muttered, and Moon's blush darkened ever so slightly. Her voice. Sun wasn't lying when he said she sounded like a queen. It wasn't high-pitched like most females, but more androgynous and raspy, perfect for lullabies. "How long you gonna stand there and stare?" she asked, taking off her headphones as she stared at the ceiling. Moon startled slightly, broken out of his reverie. Apologies. I was coming here to work out and couldn't help but notice your strength," Moon replied softly, and she chuckled as she looked at him. "Ah, Moon. The lunar part of the celestial Jester twins," she said with a smirk. "You know, soon as I smelled you, I could feel my heart rate increasing in terror. I'm not gonna lie, you actually helped a bit with my workout, so thanks for that." She shrugged, sitting up with a hum. She stretched her arms above her head. Moon could feel his breath stolen away by this muscular beauty, the lighting illuminating her impressive musculature. "Anyway, how much you squat? I'm curious how strong you are," she said, smiling at him as she stood up. He could see her pale face, her quivering hands, and the twitching eyes. He knew she was terrified right now, but at least was making an effort to be friendly. Well, in human terms you would understand. I can squat with 200 pounds, Moon responded after a moment. The human chuckled as she replied, "Times that by 3 over 2? That is how much I lift." Moon thought for a moment, doing a quick bit of mental math before he gasped incredulously. 300 pounds? He could feel his heart speeding up as his face grew warm. Oh, she was strong. She was very, very strong. "Yeah, I could probably lift more, but I still feel a bit of, resistance when I do it 300. Don't want to overexert myself and fold like a lawn chair," she replied with a laugh, and Moon's face flushed. Oh God, her laugh. It was beautiful. Raspy and slightly deep that sent a shiver down his spine. She walked closer, smiling up at him confidently as she said, "Let's see you lift, bro." Moon blinked, his red eyes widening. He chuckled nervously as he said, I'm actually a bit shy about that." She snorted, rolling her eyes. "Don't worry about being insecure around me. I'm not a judgy person. I don't like being judged, so I don't judge others, she replied with a smile. Moon could feel a fluttering sensation in his stomach. His hand clasped over his heart as he looked at her with wide eyes. Such a kind and considerate person. That is quite nice, he finally said, and she smiled and nodded. He checked the time, seeing midnight fast approaching. Well, I need to go, he said softly. Cadence smiled, waving a hand dismissively. All right, then. See you around, hot stuff, she replied, chuckling as she turned and left. Moon blinked, watching her leave. He went back to his room in a daze, his face a dark blue. Entering the living room, he saw Sun sprawled on the couch, tinkering with a human phone. Sun looked up and saw Moon, smirking as he sat up and teased, "Oh, what's got the big Moony all flustered?" Moon frowned at Sun, huffing and crossing his arms. "Well, if you must know, I ran into the human at the gym," he replied, and Sun let out a loud, "Ooh." "Oh, shut up. I was just going to do my normal workout, then saw her there," Moon snapped, covering his face with his hands as he added quietly, "She can squat with 300 pounds on her shoulders." Sun looked surprised, eyebrows raising as he replied, "Wow, looks like we got a big muscle mummy on our hands." Moon glared, grabbing a pillow and throwing it at Sun's face. Sun laughed boisterously as the pillow hit his face, and Moon blushed deeper as he said, "Shut up! I'm going to bed." "Have muscular dreams," Sun teased, and Moon growled as he went into their shared bedroom. He plopped onto the bed, covering his face with his left hand as his right hand held his heart. He could understand his brother's interest with the human now, and he had no plans to ignore her.